Pathetic, cursed, an anti-personnel mine in human form. Her friends called her Herschel, but for her controllers, she was Cascade.
Your name and your cryptonym. A dead limb twitches.
She made the cardinal error of her kind. She mistook her assets for friends. In the end, the contradictions caught up with her. It is, and was. Portofino 91, the whole sick crew, a disaster untold, the black page in the official records.
The memory hums, an exposed wire.
Reports of how it went down remain contested, inconclusive. All that's certain, it began with a phone call and ended with 6 spies lost. Some say she blew the network herself. Others blame structural factors or transnational capital. The rest just shake their heads as they look down on the smashed and leaking world. Some fool dropped it. One of ours, probably. She was recalled. They put her in the freezer. Forever, most thought. Five years passed. A little more of the world leaked out of itself. Cascade's controllers ordered her back to Portofino. It wasn't the scene. It was me. There's a new assignment, Cascade. I was supposed to give you the brief. Right here, in an armchair in a safe house above a 24-hour photo shop in the city-state of Portofino. No one special, just an arm-like sack of cytoplasm, a special move unique to single-cell organisms. But before that, I was like you, a spy for the People's Republics, one of the varieties of mankind. This is a dangerous place, Cascade. I should never have come. You'll have to take them on yourself. Independent thought and movement are a bit beyond me in my current state.
This was the human game, and he played it poorly. Time to give up his seat.
We're not. This is all you. Conversing with your own mental projections, reconciling the dissonance inherent to your role, like you were trained to do. Who knows? Given the chance, we might have shook the stars from their sockets. Maybe next time. Don't blame yourself, operant. Whatever happens has already happened.
Splayed on the chair before you is a man, approximately mid-30s. His chest rises and falls in steady rhythm as he stares beyond you, unblinking. Alive, yet not alive. A pair of headphones have slipped partway off his head, connected to a stereo system beside him. No response. His eyes are still fixed glassily on the ceiling. The pupils quiver like a failing heartbeat. Cream paint, peeling slightly. A small room in a city past its prime. Nothing to suggest why the man is so interested in it. You get no response, no flinch, no twitch. As you stare down at him, the man begins to draw. Highly pleasing rubbability. Stiff collared shirt, a snug brown jacket, and nothing below the waist but a pair of red briefs. And to think, your superiors expected you both to share this enclosed space with tendencies like this. There is no smell of alcohol, nor any open containers. No drug paraphernalia either. Just a loose cord trailing to the stereo system. Like a cosmonaut's safety tether. Stiff collared shirt. Entirely nature's final Your fingers detect a low, steady hum where jaw meets neck. Elevated, but not critical. No vomit, no discoloration on the skin, no bruising or signs of struggle either. If he was poisoned, then this was a professional zero out. The work of an invisible hand. The man's eyes glisten. Bright red veins blossom around their edges. However he ended up like this, the result is the same. Operant down. Clipped to the inside flap of his jacket, you find a laminated badge, emblazoned with the crest of the Import-Export Bureau of the People's Republic of Kohila. The name reads Esteman T. Below that, a title, Imports Lead. Sock Merchant, one of the opera's most battle-tested covers. That's what the badge says. This is only a cover, but such phantoms often mimic the Operant Bureau's actual hierarchies. Notably absent is an actual phone number. Into your pocket it goes. Following the cord from the unconscious man's headphones, you come to a mid-sized home stereo resting on a sideboard. A prototype 0909 50-watt with multi-disc changer. Last generation model, designed for affordability at the expense of power and clarity. Through the translucent view panel, you see a single red disc loaded in place. On the face of the disc are the words, ultravioletta, you but from a dream, handwritten on thin strips of tape. You don't recognize the artist. So is the disc, ready to spin. The chunky button makes a satisfying little thunk as you push it in. The plastic latch clicks into place, and the discus begins to turn. You know because the spindle is rotating, though the speakers don't produce any sound at all. The kitchen light hums and splinters momentarily. It doesn't appear to be. The disc is spinning the way it's meant to. An artifact of no substance onto which nothing of substance has been recorded. The static quiets as you reset the volume. A great relief shivers through you, though nothing has seemingly happened. A brief internal hum, then the disc slides halfway out of the machine and waits there, like it's trying to hide from you. You remove the red disc and place it into your pocket. A pair of men's trousers are hung delicately over the shower rail. If Pseudopod's pants were attempting to flee the scene, they did not make it very far. The front and back pockets are completely empty, except for a few pieces of lint. One of the many mysteries concerning men's trousers. He was trying to smooth out creases with shower steam. Brown, shapeless, they are utterly unremarkable. No accident. This is functional invisibility. The wearer would have no choice but to blend into a crowd. As you turn away, a stray thought passes. They may never be worn again. You pick up the phone. The handset vibrates in your palm. Before you even finish speaking the word, the device connected to your phone base splits it into 256,000 encrypted fragments. The magic box, one of the proudest achievements of the opera's technical services office. Half a world away, a familiar voice splits into a corresponding number of fragments before coalescing again by your ear.
Please tell me you have good news.
The voice of your controller. It's your double she's expecting. Let's not disappoint her.
Operant Cascade, you made it. Your voice hasn't changed. We'll get to catch-ups later. Put pseudopod on the line.
You glance over at the man in the chair. A snail's trail of dried saliva glints on the side of his chin. You feel your mind starting to spin up. 5,000 revolutions per minute. It takes all your concentration to keep the receiver steady against your ear. For a moment, no one says anything. There's no sound at all, save for the blood in your ear and the electrostatic hum of the ultra-long distance connection.
Has he been zeroed out?
Meaning eliminated, killed, rendered inoperant. The language of distance, a measure of cotton to muffle the fear.
Very odd. Why would he be listening to a blank disc? Me neither. So we're still grasping in the dark. Are you implying that he succumbed to some kind of...
Autoerotic obliteration. Tsunami of self-love.
We're not getting anywhere with this. I'll ask one more time. Is your double zeroed out?
You must speak the word. She cannot make the determination herself. Once you say it, there's no going back. The momentum of events will overtake you.
Right. I wonder which it is. Have our enemies blown us up already? Or is this just another day at the basement massage parlor of spy services? Fucking hell. The opera's going to hang me by the toes. For you, it's back to Satellite Facility B.
AKA the freezer, where the old, useless and discredited are consigned until they're dismissed or die of despair. The freezer. Shiver. Resist.
Is that your way of telling me to fuck off? You haven't even got the assignment.
Gang taking heavy incoming fire here. Not sure how long we can hold out.
Listen to me. This assignment is over. Effective immediately. The woman in the Photoshop downstairs, Constance. She's one of ours. Let her deal with pseudopod.
Middle-aged woman, dark hair behind the counter. You exchanged a few words when she gave you the key.
As for you, we need to get you on the next aerotram out of the city.
That numberless phone line may be worth investigating. Perhaps the room contains other leads as well. They won't be expecting you back in the People's Republics for several days. Plenty of time for some self-directed espionage. You've been out of action for 5 years. The opera wouldn't rush sending you back in theatre. Unless... Half a moment's hesitation. Then,
Where'd you get that idea?
not a denial. Proceed.
A highly original thesis, also completely irrelevant now. There should still be flights departing for Superblock territory tonight. Make sure you're on one of them. It was no one, a ghost in the wire. The assignment's over. Get on the next tram. Then you're going to end up like Pseudopod. Zeroed out. Your choice.
A click, and the line goes dead. You dial your controller's number. Raw information atomizes itself. On the other side of the world, a phone rings.
I thought you were headed out. What is it? Now you've heard it. Get moving, operant.
The line goes dead. You return to your double's limp body. Breathing gently on his chair, he could be a sleeping child, but for the wide-open, lightless eyes.
The stereo is right where you left it.
You step away from the... This small table has been turned, and the Operant Bureau's elaborate filing system. Red is reserved for personnel files. A small label in the top left corner is printed with one word. Your cryptonym, Cascade. The color reminds you of pomegranate. It screams danger, not for human consumption. Your hand hesitates. Amidst the crumpled sheets of copy paper and empty takeout containers, you find an open pack of cigarettes, Suprema mark. Smokes, ease of mind, cool. There's nothing outwardly noteworthy about this pack of Suprema 100s. It's like any other found in commissaries and corner stores across the People's Republics. Except... secreted neatly against the inner wall of the pack, just as you were once taught to do yourself, a crisply folded sheet of A7 paper. Vijapwal, Vubsquux, Ongs, Sixfazul, Exquum, Yijizva, Digarak, Ravux, Skilbach, Jittababaki, Whatsup, Sift, Hugtok, Huichk, Slaw, the Truck, Relium, Nakt, Skvajuva, Vukatskla, Terabit. The pack slides nicely into your pocket, as though it always belonged there. The folder opens with a whoosh. Before you, in neat monospace type, your life is condensed to its barest elements. Name, Wilk Herschel, cryptonym Cascade. Born Landau, former Republic of Mercia. Dependents, none. Pay class D2. Years of service, 14. All true. None of it useful just now. There's another page behind this one. It's labelled Service History. A tingle in your fingers. Your head grows lighter as you approach the crash site. You return to the folded pants. You discover a small extra pocket inside the front right pocket. You slip 2 fingers inside and come away with a neatly folded sheet of paper. Not normal paper. This is nitrocellulose, made to burn quickly and completely. The page is notebook-sized and perforated along one edge. It reads, THA space 7 LES APR space 032 space WIFO space 9W space TBGFLW25. The missing companion to the cipher you discovered in the cigarette packet. Totally meaningless, yet no meaning can be made without it. One that could be applied to the ciphertext you found in your personnel file. As you turn away, a stray thought passes. They may never be. You return to the desk. The red folder is still sitting on its surface. Letter by letter, words emerge from the mist. They speak in a voice you haven't heard for a long time. The day beyond the window beckons you outward. Wait, the secrets. You can't just leave them out like this. There's nothing left in there, neither smokes nor secrets. You dial your controller's number. Raw.
I thought you were headed out. What is it? It works. Get me.
The line goes.
Easy, lady. I just want to develop some photographs. I'm not trying to take your innocence. You have a wild imagination. A little photo should not count as a crime. It's not like it's a loaded gun or something. Stark realities that prevent me from pursuing my interests. Also racism, maybe. Very well. Photo 24 can have this round. Thank you for this extreme stress I'll now carry through my day.
I certainly don't. It looks rather flirtatious. Seedy business attracts itself. You might try one of the bars along Party Alley. It's that little amber light. It means out of order, and I haven't been able to get it to green, meaning in order.
Just looking at that thing causes you to take psychic damage. Best stay away.
Pseudopod assured me this machine was a vital tool of communication, as precious to our work as the magic box we installed on your room phone. That's precisely the problem. I don't want anything to do with it either. You've received all sorts of technical training, I presume. I would think getting a little light to turn green should be well within your powers.
A dread beast humming with dormant power. A handless scribe. It just needs to be soothed.
I don't presume to know the inner workings of the opera, but I have to think I could be better utilized. Of course, I'm happy with the tasks I've been assigned thus far. Keeping a safe house is a major responsibility, but I have other skills, you know. Chemistry, for one. I have an entire photo lab back here with access to all kinds of toxic chemicals and powders. And yet I doubt anyone would suspect a woman like me of, say, poisoning someone. If the assignment required it.
This is a woman who's planned countless perfect murders in her idle hours.
I'm not saying I hope it comes to that, just if it does. Granted, this is only my debut, but it seems to me that something's very amiss. No matter what we do, nothing appears to go according to plan. Pseudopod says it's all part of the work, but it gives me a rather unsettled feeling. A bit early for such a declaration, isn't it? You've only just arrived. Oh, just one thing. How have we done? Will Pseudopod be getting that service medal? I'm thrilled to hear it. He's earned it, no question.
Wrong. The sky is only 98% sky. The other 2% is used to cover up the fact that they replaced the moon 4 times. But they don't want you to know that. That's why they're coming for me. But not before I tell you the truth. I am Subcommandante Beckman, and this is the reality situation. No breaks, No filters, no cowards. This is a war, and I don't take orders from anyone, especially not reality. I know about the Boers. I know about iodine. Laluse's invisible aircraft carriers, weaponized nostalgia, microbial microphones, lunar obfuscation programs. Find out what I know by tuning into the reality situation, airing until they shut us down.
Much better, thank you. Operant. I'll be here if you require anything.
Finally, someone with courtesy. Do you know when the 9 is coming?
A handsome man shifts in place, glancing over his shoulder toward the tram lines. Suitcases surround him.
Sorry to bother you, madame. I suppose not everyone is stranded here like myself. I'm waiting on the 9. I was told it was having some problems. But it's supposed to be in service any day now. I was told it's supposed to be in service any day now. That was a week ago. How can that? I would appreciate it. I did see a man like that some days ago, I think. Near the bazaar, in fact.
Our sleeping brother.
No, he was alone. Why do you ask? I guess we share the same fate. Thank you. I'll be here in the meantime. Waiting.
You hear laughter and music ahead. You can still make out the lower half of the words "Elk free" sticking out on the brick beneath. Sniff. Get the smells. Frying grease, rust, incense, the dank of canal water. It's all flat. Wrong. Something's missing. Like crickets going quiet under shadow. The old factory is mangy with past identities. An archaeological record of Portofear turf war. It has been many things over its lifetime. For now, it is a black market brimming with foreign imports. The silk factory was once the pride and lifeblood of Portofear. Whoever occupies it occupies the city's soul, even in ruins. You also have the red disc from the stereo system. You could seek out a media vendor to assess it.
A cosmonaut suit. Its shoulder patch reads, "The stars are ours, 77.
5,000 soul. No wonder it's still here. People with that kind of money don't shop in the bazaar. If it is, then it's one of the few things for sale here that isn't a knockoff Lusian electronic, disc, or toy. You try to remember something of astronomical significance happening in the year 77, but all that comes to mind is that was the year you were asked to leave ballet. You told your mother you left on your own. She said she was embarrassed to raise such a terrible liar. None of this has anything to do with space, though. Your focus widens back to the bazaar. A vertical safari of stuffed animals, all loose stitching and cheap fabric, with cotton hemorrhoids showing at the seams. Each Bulbasaur represents a beast defanged, defenseless. Within this deformity lies the essence of their irresistible cuteness. Helpless in your arms, the creature can do nothing but smile. A vulnerability manufactured in order to make the consumer aware, blatantly, of their own savage desires. You take pleasure in caring for it, because you know that you could destroy it. The plushie is a tool for instilling impulse control in children. Their use by adults is a symptom of an unresolved relationship with violence. Plushies in various sizes, colours, and denominations. If they're from something, you don't recognize it. Immobile grins, middle fingers to nature itself. Each plushie is branded with an obviously counterfeit brand name of Zoo Textile. Next to it, the vendor has stickered each different model, each one numbered 1, 2, 4, 5, or 6. There are no number 3s. You scour the mound of fake flesh for the missing model. There doesn't seem to be a single number 3 left in the entire display. You must elevate your focus, clear your mind of the plushie's maddening absence. You close your eyes, burrow into your mind's folds, looking for a plushie-shaped void. You find its edges, you feel around it, making your thoughts plushie shaped so that they can fill it in. Finally, you realize plushie number 3 is you. Techno-fascism is the hot new thing. None watch you depart.
Excuse me. Can you take a look at this? No, nothing like that. Please, just look. Have you seen him before? Have you? Yeah, sorry. Thanks for taking a look. Wanna buy some costume accessories? My name's Malène if you need anything. Mi viejo, my dad. He's been missing a few days. He probably just started walking and got lost. Old people do that kind of thing. I'm just worried. I told him watching too much TV was making him crazy. Bagman? Yes, that was it. After Dad retired, his friend Gilmar turned him onto the reality situation. They got obsessed, had them convinced they were truth detectives. Which apparently means someone who goes around looking for evidence of invisible aircraft carriers and iodine-deficient children. Dad and Gilmar were always following up on leads and calling into the show. Felt like Bagman was encouraging them, you know? That's what I was scared of. Look, this is kind of embarrassing. My dad developed this insane theory about the payphone to the western exit of the bazaar. Dad thought certain words said into the right phone gets your attention from the wrong people. He was convinced Emter was behind it all. Bagman did an episode on them, and so Gilmar started following random people, thinking they were from the bank. Not long after, he roped my dad into it. Normal rich guy stuff. Hitting up the bars and shouting abuse at the local drunks. And then they disappeared into penthouses where they couldn't be followed. Miriajo did, but Gilmar stayed out. And then he called my dad around 2 in the morning. He'd overheard something and was explaining it when the call just cut off. My dad went by his house the next day, but Gilmar wasn't there. Yeah. He looked for Gilmar for 2 weeks. Reported him missing to the GMs. Nothing. A couple days ago, he stopped by the stall to bring me lunch. Then he said he was going to make a call. I wasn't nervous at first. I figured there was no risk of anything actually happening. And then he didn't come home. Yeah, of course. You're right. Crazy old man shit. He probably just wandered off. They seem pretty random. The cousins, moon, reunion. On their own, sure. Together? Gibberish. I guess. When he tried to tell me, I wasn't really paying attention to him. He had those written down on a pad in his bedroom. He told me not to say them if I used the phone. It all sounded so silly. Yeah, thanks for humoring me. Don't pay too much attention to it. He'll probably turn up any day now. You could keep an eye out for him, maybe? I just want to know if he's okay. Anyway, you want a wig? I hear they make you fun at parties. Yeah, they're right there. Take a look. Must be some party you're going to. You need anything else? Oh, that's Ultravioleta, Belarusian pop star. Always thought that type of music was too young for me, but I've been enjoying her stuff recently for some reason. No, but it's definitely her kind of title. Weird disc, that. Oh, you should ask Petre at the music stall over there. He'll know more. Doubt he's an ultra, though. Why? Really? You're not going to try to make a call or anything, right? No! I'm not... It's just... I'm just... It's the phone by the western entrance to the bazaar. Sometimes, when I'm standing here, I think I hear it ringing. Nobody else can hear it but me. Yeah, he came by. Nice man. Talked a lot about socks. Not really. Wandered off into the bazaar. What do you mean, something's happened? Did he use the phone? Oh, well, at least you have that. He was, normal. Pretty forgettable, if I'm honest. I told him, unless your socks are mismatched and neon-colored, I'm not much use to you. Sorry. Yeah, I was kind of distracted when he showed up. Thanks for stopping by.
On the TV, a giant wolf-like creature stands up on its hind legs and howls. Its fur bristles gold. Dangerous, mythical, electrifying. No wonder the kids are watching this. Suddenly, the beast roars and light floods the screen. It's followed by a wet, pulpous sound. An acceptable mimicry of a skull liquefying under extreme thermal stress. LED lights are distributed evenly along the blade. Durable PVC hilt with textured grip. Impressive armament. The Luz, once a powerful empire, now reconstituted as a modern techno-fascist state, the rising military and cultural power of the day. Notice that the broadcast is in Mercian, not Lusian, dubbed for a foreign audience. Troubling, especially if Lusian cultural exports are what they primarily consume. A man of strong opinion that he's not afraid to shout about, even to children. Neither sounds terribly enticing. Ridiculous. These wobbling open chassis abominations can barely function on solid ground. Some Portofirans refer to Lusians as strange cousins, a nod to this island's colonial past. A child stands no chance against your training. Let's be logical. Whoever needs it more, you, obviously, should have it. Why would you take this from him? He clearly treasures the toy. There was no need to restrain yourself. The girl's instincts are commendable. The boy's a disaster in waiting. Yeah, they have no idea. Brains lie, guts don't. So you heard. Perhaps they can confirm the woman's story. The vendor's concern is genuine then. A riposte flung without thinking. She's been asked the question more than once. Portofiero's rampant privatization has hit its public infrastructures too. A bourgeois district in the northern parts of Portofiero. You picture a woman going over her expenses, over and over, hoping to make the numbers fit. Trying not to lose count of all the cool stuff he doesn't have. Assuming these cups do resemble cartoon walls, you'd need 5-axis milling machines, injection presses, stress testing labs, and climate-controlled environments to manufacture them. The kids study you, attentive. The children ignore you, entranced by the television.
Especially good new pieces today.
The old woman flashes you a quick glance before returning to her magazine. She angles her magazine away from you protectively.
Take a look through the rack to my left. No lice, no rips, no patches.
When she points to the rack, you notice that her fingers are several shades too dark, as if stained with ink.
Stains from my days in the dye factory. Carmuna was one of the first and the last workers on the line before it burned down. All the old girls have them. They'll outlast my hands. I was here when they first opened the factory, dipping our arms into the scalding vats, dead worms floating on the surface, chemical smell rising up. I was here when the first girl developed a twitch.
Neurological affliction from the octochromes in the dye. Progressive, irreversible.
I was still here when the manager announced that El Circo Número 3 was closing down because of market trends. I was here when the fire alarm started ringing too. Now ask me, was I here when the first stalls sprouted from the scorched concrete? And I'll say I was. And here I'll stay until the whole city slides into the sea. No time for chitter-chat.
She focuses on her magazine.
Stories, articles. Nothing for the interest of yourself.
You spot a flash of light from between the pages before she ruffles them away from you. She's hiding something in there.
Quiet, Menina. Does Carmuna blurt your business? Who are you, anyway?
She ruffles the magazine angrily, then looks up at something behind you. Fear in her eyes, like you're being watched.
Shh, Menina. Keep your voice down. For all we know, he's listening too. We are dealing with an aerial creep. He's watching the whole bazaar. Carmuna has a mirror in here to watch him in turn.
The woman angles her magazine towards the unfinished pylon, towering at the edge of the market.
He is creeping, keeping watch on behalf of Polaris Nozu, monitoring our wares, spying our comings and goings. Be careful, Menina. Don't mention Carmuna. Go through that gate just south of here and keep going down. You'll get to him. You? You're working with that nice boy?
Her lips shrivel and her eyebrows descend, conforming into a mass of puckered disbelief at the center of her face.
But he was dressed so nicely, standing so straightly, polite to Carmuna. And Carmuna thinking that there might be hope for us in the superblock.
Uncow yourself. Flaunt your fine communist spinal column.
What trouble? There was no trouble with him. It's his first time out of the superblock, you know. You should take him to see some sights. He's probably avoiding you. Doesn't want you arming his sails, yes? Carmuna will tell you all about your nice boy when you get back from the Ariel Creep.
Off-brand drivers, cheap plastic housing. Mass-produced excrement. These animals pleasure themselves in it. Those smears near the optical pickups? That's not damage. Shame. It oozes out over time. You see this? Each one guaranteed for 10,000 replays. Obscene. Stars have mercy. This might be the one that pushes me over the edge. Each single velo disc represents a single cell of stage 5 cultural metastasis. Synthetic brain cancer. A fledgling device, yes, but make no mistake. They've perfected the technology with these newer formats. Sleeker, quicker to go obsolete. I think the propensity to self-immolate is their best feature, actually. Friend, you're already terminal. Typical replayer arrogance.
Go ahead, browse away. My name's Petre. If you need anything, I'll be here, lamenting what's left of the culture. Culture? Portophiran? Scraps. This new Lucian mania is all-consuming. Nobody wants anything that isn't techno-fascist trash, including, apparently, their own souls. Provincial, but honest. Silk, sad national poetry. Music, the same kinds they play in the so-called developed world, except a couple decades late and desperately effortful.
Incapable of competing with Lucian media on the most basic neurological level. Fuck this. You want blood, dopamine, wolves.
You could at the very least consume the propaganda they produce for adults, you know. That's why I'll be here, enjoying the front row seat to the downfall of culture. That is my punishment. Taste. Yes, well, I'm sure it must seem that way to someone from the jungles of wherever you're from. Anything we once had has been consumed, overwritten, digested, and shat out by Luz. And the worst thing is, we know it. We just don't care. The culture blockade was designed to prevent this, but now anyone with the wits to create anything new just spends their time devising ways to get past the signal blockers and access Lucian drivel. Whole thing's a myth anyway. Failed project. Most of the crates I get from Luz come stamped by the Ministry of Mass Culture. They want it all out there. That would be preferable to the truth of things. There is no politics to it that they can see. They just want something they can idiotize themselves with. You'd think we had run out of brick walls. I take it this means Luz hasn't managed to make it into wherever you're from. Good for you. Financially tolerable. Morally abhorrent. Every day there's new formats, categories, each one more depraved than the last. Of course, I can't say that out loud. Customer, you know?
He says it to everyone.
Well, there was a certain period in the early years of Portophiran independence when everybody on this cursed island was holding their breath waiting for La Lutz to invade. But nothing happened. Instead, a few years later, the radio signals began coming in. Pop music, radio operas, later television shows. And here we are. On the front line, spreading our ears and legs wide open. I can't be sure, but I have reason to believe the media they let reach us isn't even the same one they broadcast to their own people. It's made for us. When the city caught on, they put up the signal blockers, but it was too late. Hopelessly. Like heroin addicts, but with no chance of rehabilitation. Picture a dog that shits, then eats it, then shits again. That should give you some idea. People are what they consume. I'll say no more. What's so bad? is that people pay for it. That I have to make a living pushing replayable narcotics to so-called customers. Read addicts. I haven't met a customer in a very long time who even knows what an Einzelton XR is, let alone appreciates the format. Tells you all you need to know about the current state of the home media world. Einzelton XR, to give it its proper title, the one true format. The apex of auditory technology, a high-fidelity yet dynamic sonic experience that self-effaces after a single play. X remnants. 0 remnants. Extremely. The Einzelton magnets are so potent that the erasure is absolute. The X is meant to represent the negative, the complete absence of sound or vision. This was a very conceptual time for storage media, you understand. It was a very beautiful time, too. A magnet embedded in the disc erases its contents as it's being listened to. As in life, everything happens only once. Replayability is oblivion, the end. It loses its resale value, and the uninspired replayer who listened to it loses a piece of their soul. Oh, yes. Completely. Though they'd have to have been pretty soulless to play it in the first place. What do I look like to you? A common replayer? Good. I own several, if the word ownership applies to such a delicate relationship, but I would sooner molest myself than an Einzelton XR disc. I wouldn't expect a replayer like you to understand. Strange how? Format or content? Esoteric formats, you say? All right. Let's have it. An Einzelton XR. Oh, not mine. Humanity's. Einzelton hasn't been available to consumers for a decade. A disc in good condition is worth thousands of sol to people who appreciate its wonders. Provided it's well cared for and unplayed. I see. So you'd have the family perform the autopsy? Better they recalled them all years ago. Better a mass manufacturing fault than this, to save them from this humiliation from being passed around like...
A light switch flips off in his eyes. He handles it as reverently as if it were a tiny plastic coffin.
I'm sorry. UV can only be ultraviolet. Degenerate Lucian Electrodrosser. There's a new fabricated star every day, it seems. But she's the top of today's pile. Do I look like I'm 14 years old and brain dead? The fact that it's committed to Einzelton suggested some kind of promo copy. Some new advancement of degeneracy from across the Nos Correntes. This ultraviolet has gone missing at the moment. Kidnapped by counter-fascist radicals, whatever that means. Lucian marketing plot, if you ask me. Don't try to brighten my day. Optimism is slow-acting poison. Things like her make me almost miss the days the Lucians were marching on the colonies. None of this is the Einzelton's fault, of course. They can't control what gets seared upon them. No, I'm afraid it's not. No more potential, only anti-potential. Replayability is oblivion. The end. You seem to have misunderstood my soliloquy. It's done. No más. The beauty and the tragedy of the format. I hope you dispose of it with dignity. I think a private ceremony would be most appropriate. I'm afraid not. The format is near obsolete. Einzelton is the past, yet it contains the future. How exquisite. So, your question is, Petre, how do I reanimate a corpse? You should speak plainly then. I'll be honest. The thought is so disturbing to me that I've never entertained it before. But theoretically... Theoretically, it might be possible. You would have to repolarize, re-reminence processing, probably a concentrated magnetic flip, neodymium grader. It would involve some custom gear, no doubt, but my answer to your distressing question is yes. I think you could. Recapturing something that's already gone? Hopeless, I think. And grotesque. Don't ask me about this again. I feel unclean. You'd like to hear more? I wouldn't expect a replayer like you to understand.
The vendor's eyes narrow behind his orange lenses.
This is a media store, not the missing persons division. Also one of the GMs with questions like that. The sock boy. Dialectical-looking glasses. Air of advanced virginity.
Back in photo 24, your would-be double gurgles his ascent.
He definitely had some on when he darkened my store. Small mercies. Yes, he came by here. Little commune is lost, adrift among the many wonders of the free market. Air of a child hastily abandoned at a fire station, waiting on a mother who won't be coming back. A little too soft-hearted to be a leader. My estimation. He was dreaming big, I'll give him that. Also dreaming moronic. Your dialectical friend mistook himself for some sort of big money businessman. He wanted the bazaar to import superblock hosiery. Socks to start with, but there was talk of cotton tights, even stockings if the venture took off. Of course not. I don't sell socks. So is he all right, your man? Or what? Yes, yes. We are all so well intended. I'll be blunt. Are you with a weeping eye? Because they've been especially active here recently. Usually they just let things slide. All the Lucian merchandise. Good for everyone. But these days, they're staring right at us. Unblinking. Keep them. If things get too hot, I can always slit my wrists with a shard of Veladis before they take me down. My point is, your colleague was asking questions. Now, something's obviously happened, and here you are, also asking questions. Given the current climate, no one wants to answer these questions, least of all, me. Then I would attempt to educate, obviously. I'm not some kind of street hustler, friend. My merchandise is mega premium, the best this side of the big blockers. I'll tell you what I told your sock friend. Speak to the boatman down by the vest docks. He's the one who knows the underground goings-on around here. We're just the vendors. The cool one. Excessive sunglasses. Relaxed aura, likely on a boat. No way of confusing him. Wonderful. Now for all our sakes, please say no more. If you want to talk media formats, I'm your man. Missing? Is he? I'm not surprised. That fool and his friend would wander into the jaws of a lion if they were told to. That TV show. Idiot with a bag on his head, your regular stop for hysterical lies, paranoia. Every night at 9 p.m. The old fool was always regurgitating whatever he had heard on there the next day. It's no wonder it eventually led him into trouble.
Underlying the criticism is a lament that his own paranoia has no willing audience.
Shelves are over there. Shelves are over there, replete with crass, replayable formats. Like I said, gorgeous. Maybe not. The bazaar is closing up soon. Another day, another cultural molestation.
The gate is bound to the pole by a thin steel chain. The gap rust speckles your fingertips. A system compromised at the subatomic level. You push the gate. The
The metal creaks, but it doesn't move. It's held fast by a rusty chain. We're gonna need tools for this one. You leave the rack alone.
Destroyed.
The fire exit stands conspicuously ajar. Someone has wedged it open with a ball. Wrong. Ball wants to play, not wedge.
A hallway. It's just a fire exit. A fine place to hide in a moment of crisis. Marked and remembered. No, it's a trap. Must be destroyed. Nobody is paying any particular attention to the door, or seems close enough to care. Suspiciously nonchalant. They're just going about their days. It's a pelota ball, the local variation of handball. Pelota balls are not designed for use as doorstops. Someone has elevated this ball to contraption status. It's just a ball in a door. The tableau stays undisturbed. You approach the steel door. Faint oxidation halo spread across it. No response. There's still no response. It's locked. Still locked. Somewhat. Try one of the many doors that are not locked. Or the open. You step back from the door.
The gate is bound to the pole. The man doesn't react or turn as you approach, your feet echoing off the high metal.
I saw you by the fire exit.
His tone, one step short of accusatory.
I saw. You were right there. You were face to face with the order-defying ball, and you just left it. Very difficult to watch. When faced with the sensible words of a well-designed regulation and the superstitious mutterings of your own mind, you choose the latter. Ah, well.
Still, you've come a long way. Fortunately, the view just about compensates.
I'm being punished. My employer has placed me in an impossible position. I'm a safety inspector, watching the lines. As you might have noticed, this pylon is under construction, technically. Precisely. That's because this line, Line 9, will never be finished. Then they would be waiting a very long time. Where to start? This pylon's angle deviated more than expected as the concrete set. Hazardous near water. Shouldn't have skimped on materials. Then there are the clearance issues. The party alley rooftops are higher than the building department's official records. Since the last round of enter stabilization, they've been trying to force us lifers out. We can be fired, not easily, but they can take away the work that made us stay in the first place. I have two options. I could falsify my reports and declare Line 9 safe for construction anyway, or I could quit. Either way, the company can lose. I wasn't always. I thought about throwing myself up this pylon, right where you're standing. I used to fantasize about the GMs dragging my waterlogged corpse from the canal. Fortunately, this spot lends itself to reflection. Contemplating my punishment helped me see how to live with it. What else is left to do? You know, the view's not mine, just in case.
Terror to most, but for those with a taste for it, this is the kind of sound that vibes with their darkened soul.
A friend of yours? Oh. Quite a formal-looking man, yes? He was here just the other day. I assume the music vendor told you as much. Yes, they did talk. It seemed quite unpleasant. I couldn't say. A lot of people come through here. I didn't pay particular attention to him. I couldn't really tell. You're welcome. I'm a structural engineer. I believe in stability. What Emperor has brought isn't that. Their version of stabilization shifts the responsibility of managing entropy from the state to the individual. Human existence always carries entropy with it. That's inherent in the system. Social insurance, pensions, fair wages, these are measures against the entropy of living. They're also expensive. Such is the price for joining the developed world. There's entropy in all systems. No living thing can avoid it entirely.
Some questions don't require thought, but the opposite. Quiet the conscious mind and the answer comes naturally. To be surrounded by those you know, and whom you've allowed to know you in return. What self could ask for more? The pylon man turns his head ever so slightly. The gate is bound to the pole by a thin steel chain. The gap between leaves little room for passage. You take the chain between the beak of your tool and push. Muscles tense, the chain resists, trembles, and collapses in a jangling heap at your feet. The metal creaks and gives way. The chain lies bleeding out on the cobblestones. In another life, it would have been a serpent.
The Guardia Municipal officer is intensely scratching at his neck. As you approach, he wipes his hand on his pant leg. The folks who guard property rights are not worthy of answers. A smeared pattern with streaked edges. You can rule out natural irritants. Common boar deterrents, loud noises and strong smells such as predator urine, placed in strategic locations. The way he intones the word mother suggests a primitive monotheist before an image of a graven god. No damage either. Touching. The kind of bond only two pigs can share. Must find boar scent. Animal rival. On. A tinge of affection. but not dead, he reckons, by the way his face curdles. That's a lot of skepticism around reported and disappeared. The largest corporate entity in Portofino, a monopoly over the city's telecommunications. Their logo is a cheerful dolphin. Hard to argue with a non-existent point. As you step away, the GM returns to scratching his inflamed skin.
Canned beverages are lined up like brightly coloured soldiers, neatly
The refreshments remain.
The brightly coloured cans.
The refreshments remain.
You're not Portaferan. And yet, this is the best we can do. But you're a long way from Marcia.
What happened, sugar tits? You get lost? Or are you just looking for company? Fair warning. Between us, we've only got a few salt to our names.
Animals. That's how it is with most pilots, though. Here. We're all strangers in this city. Why don't you join us? We've got nothing better to do. At least until the phone hugger over there fucks off or dies. Ex-pilots. Does Joe there look like he could get anything up, let alone a plane? Loud Joe. He doesn't talk much. I'm Pigeon. That's Slava over there.
Slava used to be the name of a fishing port company out of the north. My main cargo for a while. Packages stunk to high hell.
Guess.
A dirty little city bird. A winged rat.
Sure, why not?
Man's got no compass. Him couldn't make it to the payphone without using radar.
Joke's on you all anyway. I never minded pigeons. Tough little fuckers.
I did clockwork for it. Perishable goods, fruits, marrow fish, whatever spoils quick.
Military. Laujow was what they call a lamprey, people smuggler. Zhao ran low-altitude missions in and out of the territories for, what, 10 years? Call them whatever you want. They wanted out. If you say so.
Officially, we're Lusian.
We're exiles. The reunion came for us. We came here.
The reunion. La Luz's grand annexation campaign. Slow, legal, often bloody. A creeping tide reclaiming, every few years, one more of their old colonies.
If it is, I won't be around to see it. Liver's on its way out. Cancer will get me before the Lusians do. Working on it. Cheers. Anyway, you're the foreigner here, Marcia, so you tell us. The Lucians. Think they'll be here anytime soon?
Hear that? Smart and good looking.
Either way, that's for you lot to worry about. I'm out the door.
Well, I still have my tenantry passport. Stamped on arm. Could fly back any day.
Tell you what, Messiah. You grease my gullet. I'll tell you some fucked up stories. I flew from Tariska, small coastal town northeast of St. Alwyn proper. Was seeing a woman there. Ripped to Vortex E6 right off the tarmac.
Light craft, single turboshaft engine and a mere 120-litre biodiesel bladder, favoured by the Answanian militia and guerrilla groups.
Lucian variant in this case, controls near illegible. Couple of days in, they started quelling the uprisings, and I'd heard enough about these things to how it was about to go down. So I hijacked her, right from the hangar. Didn't even fully remove the top.
They were going to make an example out of that city. Well, they did.
Steep climb, almost flamed out on the way up, but I rolled her clean over behind me. The city sprawled like veins in marble. Beautiful.
He edges out onto a thin sheet of memory, like a child on a frozen lake.
Same as they always did, except for the last time. I remember sun hitting the domes of the council houses and the harbour, hundreds of iridescent green sails. Beetle shells, we called them. Soon it was just me and the ocean. And then the light came. Burying bombs. Soft. Colorless at first. Then green and violet. Waves all over the shoreline and colors I didn't know existed. Swirling like oil in water.
Painter's nightmare, etched in bodies and fire.
Those bombs don't leave ruins, you know. Not even craters. Just smooth flatlands covered in fine grey dust. Heh. That's what most people say. I know 2, maybe 3 that would have actually had the balls.
You want more stories like that, sweet cheeks? We're full of them. Wish I could say the same, sweet lips. It's got a couple things to recommend it, eh?
It's a bit shit, but it's fine.
You picture the words in bold on the cover of the world's least enthusiastic travel brochure.
Oh, you know. Got some real friendly locals. Skilled, too.
You'd be happy to live on a trash heap as long as you got to keep your phone sex, wouldn't you? Only if you're a dirty old man.
He talks as though he hasn't racked up more hours on the Miracle Line than he ever logged in flight time. Please, sugar. We can't deal with any more competition. The money man has us down to quickies.
Will you look at that?
Now where did a sweet thing like you pick that up? What a way to go, eh? Why, you're too kind. You want to help me get there?
To answer your question, you used to see a few of these floating around, but not for years. Figure it was from before that phone was permanently hooked up. It's always connected, that's what. No dialing, no choice to call anyone else. You pick up that phone over there, done. She's there.
Duchess. There isn't one. You call, Duchess answers. Simple, beautiful.
It's not just that, though. Whatever you like, whatever happens to be a thing, she has a way of finding it. People just open up to her.
A tremendous honeypot, in other words, waiting to be tapped.
Why does everything have to be about money these days?
Oh, Slava would just love that, wouldn't you?
Better than most humans I know.
If it is about money, it's not in any way that concerns us. Line's been free for as long as anyone can remember.
I got nothing to hide. Can't speak for Pigeon though.
You want to tell us, don't you? Come on, what's your thing? Submissive, eh?
Come on, sweet lips. How does she punish you? Give me the details. Oh, that's good. Like a big slab of bloody meat. I like that. I might use that.
I used to ask for some kinky stuff, but it's not like that anymore. Duchess and I are friends now. Talk to a person for long enough, it's inevitable you end up becoming close. Provided, of course, you don't spend all that time asking her to make animal noises. In fact, regarding Duchess, I have a favor I need someone to do for me. You don't think you could help me out, do you? I bought a gift for Duchess's kids some time ago, but I haven't been able to drag myself all the way up there. Can you give it to her for me? Oh, it's just some ridiculous wolf-related paraphernalia from some show they're obsessed with. Don't tell me you're into that tripe. I thought it was exclusively kid stuff. Maybe I'm just too old to get it. Thank you, Marcia. Honestly, I'm just sad I can't take it myself. Wait a minute. Here. Tell them, Grandpa Sam sent it. Remember that? Ah, it's just an inside joke we have going. A pet name, if you will. Right. You know the housing campaign? Northwest from Party Alley. She's got a houseboat in the canal up there. Should be one of the only ones in the area. Thank you, Marcia. We'll be here.
Just another foreign money, man. City's been full of them lately.
Stuck-up little shit. Strolled in one evening, couple of nights back, picked up the phone and hasn't let go of it since.
Who cares, sugar? No one in a suit ever did any real work.
Come on, foreign money men in this city? Empty, obviously.
We all want our turn, sugar. He's here every damn day. Stays on the line for hours. Doesn't care one bit if anyone else has had a turn or not. Only shuffles off once the sun sets. Nothing to be jealous of. He's an empty suit. Not even the decency to be sad. Let him rot in wealth.
He's not rich, Slava. He just works for rich people. Ignore them, Marcia. They have no idea how money works.
Believe me, we've all had enough of the phone hugger.
Can't say anyone like that struck me, but a lot of people use the phone line. The only reason why we rarely notice the hugger is because he refuses to leave.
I would say ask the Duchess herself, but she doesn't talk about clients with other clients. She's professional like that.
From the superblock, eh? Interesting. But no.
Sure do, sweetheart. The good Dr. Hugo's on his houseboat right there. Reassuring to know that no matter how hot and heavy it gets, we're only 10 feet away from resuscitation. Until next time, sugar.
Unwise to your presence, a lanky young man presses the handset against his flushed cheek. It practically clings to it, like a shipwreck survivor holding onto a piece of driftwood.
I don't know how much time we have. You have to help me fill it in. Tell me I'm not meeting your expectations. Tell me I'm a worm before the mystery of the gap. So close. Deadlines. Yes, I'm missing. If I said I wanted you to touch me, where would you do it? Would it hurt? Please. I need to feel like my position's in jeopardy. Tell me you'll report me to human capital if I displease our counterparties. Oh, I think I forgot someone's title. Oh my god, you can't do that to me. But you really, really should. You know so much, and I so little. The power differential is grotesque, highly problematic. I'm your faithful dog. I know nothing. I question.
This is a
I saw her talking to the old pilots earlier. They must have sent her to listen in. Do I want her to watch? Oh, maybe, in theory, but you should see the way she's dressed. Her coat, it's see-through like a grocery bag.
I asked you politely once. Now kindly wait your fucking turn.
Tell me that kind of language is unacceptable. It's the influence of the gap. I hardly recognize myself anymore. Help! Oh, you'd like to make a call. Good for you. Learn some fucking manners. Nothing. I just ably defeated one of the local lumpen prole. Nothing compared to the mysterious gap. I've got to go.
The box is scrubbed of the usual flyers and graffiti, leaving streaks of adhesive and permanent marker behind. The coin slot has been aggressively papered over. Stretched too many times. Coils slacken near the base, but someone's wound a rubber band to keep them tight. Something catches your eye. Beneath the grime, the metal surface ripples like something's trapped underneath. The grime yields in oily streaks. Slowly a shape emerges, rounded and friendly. A dolphin, embossed into the chassis. The engraving's shallow, eroded by years of neglect but legible. 1F7G35-94X12. The serial number. Maybe. In any case, you have this now. It's better than not having it. cracked receiver and yellowed plastic. At least a decade, you assume. A faded sticker draws your attention. An advertisement for a local ferry schedule. The year, 82. You can talk privately, as long as you keep your voice down. You lift the receiver to your ear. No dial tone, only a crackling silence.
Hello, you. What's your pleasure? Well, a little mess never hurt anyone. Anything, darling. Let me inside your head. Hey, Mel. It's me. I know. I don't even know what I'm doing here. What's going to happen to me when I get home? No, don't tell me. I already know. The freezer. I didn't listen. I thought I knew better and I went out on my own and I fucked it up, Mel. I'm going to the freezer. I'm going to sort files. I'm going to sort files forever. Shall I tell you what it's like when I sort files? I wake up at 7 in the morning, alone. My alarm clock sounds like a lame cicada. I hate it. I'll never get it fixed. I commute on the bus. So does everybody else. I catch them looking at me. I wonder if they can tell that I'm different. A secret. A shadow. But they can't. I'm not. I'm just like them. I spend all day sorting files into alphabetical order, but I still have to say the full alphabet to myself every time. When I shred files, I try to pull them back out. I do it slowly. I torture them. The shredder eats them, pulps them, beats them into unrecognizable shreds so that they can be burned, incinerated. I climb into the cremator. I sizzle and smoke and disappear into ash. The flames feel so good. They feel like home. I burn. My flesh gone, my bones licked clean. I break apart, become ash, dust. All my mistakes burn with me. I'm free. Baby, do you want to talk about it? No, hon. You've been to a bonfire, right? Everybody watches the flames. There's peace and destruction, even just a fantasy. You're okay.
I don't discuss my clients with other clients, love. I hope you understand.
I don't know how you managed to kick the hogger off the phone, Monsieur, but we owe you a drink. What brings you back here?
Until next time, sugar.
With awkward reverence, you approach the street shrine. A spectacle of porphyry humanity, the steps worn with years of its visitors' hope and grief. Ink stains and knife scratches adorn the shrine, jagged words cast toward the flickering skies. In your guiding, we learn. Do you envy our brief, searing lives? Marco loves Puss Puss. As you fade, we follow. A collection of cheap plastic photo frames, haphazardly arranged on a red checkered tablecloth. Each heavy with significance, all of it lost on you. Between them lie offerings and totems, a necklace, some out-of-circulation coins, an old packet of smokes. Prayers flit amongst the offerings, answered or ignored, who knows? You adjust your position and gather the appropriate reverence. The audience of framed strangers watches you in silence. A prayer of interference. For the gambler palming a final chip. For the veteran lacing up boots cracked at the heels. For the fool stepping into the current and demanding the river change course. The words hang in the air, brittle as glass. The strangers do not blink. 100 forgotten faces, frozen in time. A crack of moonlight cuts across the shrine. the shadows bending unnaturally. Your words are gone as they are uttered, couriered upwards on the air's invisible wires. Ouroboros Black, an imported brand. As soon as you pick it up, you feel that whatever is inside is not cigarettes. Outslide a few staple pages folded neatly into a little cuboid, almost exactly the dimensions of the package. Paper ages quickly, exposed to the greasy, moist air around the docks. This hasn't been out here for more than a week. Rite of passage. It's an exit visa. Permission to travel freely out of Portofino. An elderly man stares back at you from a printed headshot at the document's apex. Papery skin framed with wispy white tufts. Cruel indifference to his gaze. Augustino Dante, according to the name on the pages. Born in the year 27 in La Luz. The name, who knows? The document, yes. City issued. Holographic stamp and all. In the darkness, you feel the presence of all the stranger's offerings more powerfully behind you. The man gives no indication of registering your presence as you approach. His mirrored sunglasses are turned upwards. It must be slain. A jolt of fear snaps through you, writing itself across your face. Unclear if he saw. He sniffs idly, rolling the cigarette between his lips.
He's genuinely perplexed. He's genuinely perplexed. He's genuinely perplexed.
The fire exit remains ajar. You pocket the ball and close the fire door firmly.
You again. Any updates on the 9? But how can that be? A gentleman from the Carabineros said it would be in service any day now.
A handsome foreigner. The Carabineros were playing a trick on him.
You'd think with all the MTER money this place has gotten, they'd have fixed their aerotrams. I can't believe this. Where I'm from, the gendarmerie are bright and civic-oriented. What am I supposed to do now? I was simply passing through on my way back home to Sundark. I had been working in Copablanco, but the work dried up.
His eyes dart ever so slightly.
That was more than a week ago, and, well, here I am.
Despite his predicament, he's kept up with hygiene. His beard is shaved, his nails well manicured.
I'm a political economist by training.
It must be said, this is the most handsome political economist you've ever encountered. Something about his jawline makes you overly aware of your skin, your posture, your right nipple hardens. The left hasn't seen him yet.
Well-versed in theoretical and quantitative approaches. No, I must say my combination of the two is rather exceptional. Ah, you're shallow. I see. No, I'd say for a Sunnis man, I'm at best median. Well, not in so many words. Circumstances. I studied on a very generous MTER stipend, one of those programs to take gifted but under-resourced youths from the periphery and educate them in the developed world. But recently, the Sunnis government put its first computer. Suddenly, they found they no longer have any need for political economists. I hope what you say is not true, though I fear this is the future some have in mind for us.
One national computer in the right hands could be, as they say, a game changer.
Long story short, reality forced me to make alternative arrangements. How to put this? You're surely familiar with the concept. A somewhat rich, older lady wants a nice exotic husband without the lifelong commitment, yes? Meanwhile, a clean, well-behaved man from the periphery wants to see the world but lacks the necessary capital. The woman pays for his relocation and gains a valuable commodity. A high-quality Sunnis husband. Where else can one find men so clean, attentive, strong, and conversant in political economy?
He seems slightly offended that you're not already familiar with the reputation of Sunnis men.
In other circumstances, I believe it could have worked out brilliantly, but alas, in my case, endogenous factors conspired to thwart my domestic bliss. What can I say? Sunnis are both practical and romantic. A man by mail, a direct order dick. There are many names for it, some more vulgar than others. I offer companionship and a fair trade. If you consider it as a set of transactions, love's really no more than an economic problem. I will tell you, madame, it was the lapdogs. All 6 of them. My betrothed, she wanted them to watch our lovemaking, my cleaning and housework, my lectures on recent advances in microfinance. Wherever I turned, there was a creature the size of a throat below, its black, wet eyes staring at me.
Watching, trembling from invisible afflictions.
At one moment, I wondered whether I was there for her pleasure or theirs. That's when I realized I need to escape Copa Blanco as soon as possible. There used to be a more direct route via Havergelia, but the border has been closed since it was re-annexed by La Luz. It's not so easy to get around as it used to be, you know. Back to Sunzak, very far from here. Maybe I'll go to work for my brother, or maybe I'll sign up for a term on the lunar mines. Really, I just want to escape the developed world.
Being sent to organize among the lunar cadmium miners is a common punishment for political offenses in the People's Republics. The man turns back to his suitcases. You keep walking.
Operant? Our strange cousins across the strait? What's there to tell? This city is like a little scrap of meat fallen between the bowls of two large dogs. One day we're going to wake up to find one of them has gobbled us up while we were sleeping. If it's between your superblock and La Luz, I've made my decision. I'll be here if you require.
You leave the rack alone.
Oh, It's you. What? That's so dangerous. You could have been killed. Or worse.
Behind her concern, a note of admiration and a small shred of hope.
Maybe you're right. But for the record, I don't expect you to help me like this. And if you want to give up, you can at any time. Thank you. Okay, look, I think I know why you didn't get snatched. Mi viejo mentioned something like that. Gilmar had been snooping around the waterlock to the east of the bazaar when he got snatched. That might be the missing bit. No idea. I think Dad looked around there himself, but before he could tell me what he found, he was...
gone.
Just don't get hurt. And please, please come back. Oh yeah, she's cool. Intimidating too, despite the size. We hang out sometimes in the back of the stall. She's been good about this thing with my dad. Old soul. Thanks for stopping by.
It's simple. Tell them your story, but tell it in a language they can believe in. Slowly, with great care, the boy lifts up his sword and hands it to you. The children ignore you. You approach the steel door again, this time knowing who it belongs to. It's a standard lock, pickable by the right hands. The right hands will be holding tools for lock-picking. No answer. Silence. Silence from the other side. You get no answer. No twitch or shuffle behind the metal. But you get an impression of the room. A vibration. Somewhere between crime scene and radioactive accident. A brief tremor runs through the metal, but it doesn't budge. Humans dominate doors every day. Hurl this one back down the pecking order. Stop. Don't enter. Don't break this seal. This doesn't have to be yours. Decaying rectangle with limited movement. Kill. The frame screams in protest, then concedes as you fling the door backwards into the room. A layer of dust covers the desk, along with a grey notebook, an electronic terminal, and a golden photo frame. In the middle of it rests an eye, accompanied by a teardrop, shaped out of a fine white powder. Next to the frame is an eye with a long single teardrop, shaped out of a fine white powder. The unmistakable symbol of the weeping eye, the secret police of Lelou's. It's soft and ringed. The word accounts is written across the top in black marker. A thicket of serial numbers, dates, columns and rows cover the pages, top to bottom, along with shorthand references to accounts, both incomes and outgoings. As you flip through, two sets of handwriting emerge from the sheets. One matches the title accounts on the front, while the other is tidier and appears only in the very last entries. There are none. The first set of handwriting even uses the word cunt with the same wild abandon as the second. The first set of handwriting dates back years, the sloppy all capitals which must belong to Tempo. The second, newer set appearing about a week ago is an elaborate looping cursive. Some of the I's have hearts instead of dots. Boring, boring, boring. A list of names, titles and compensation. One of the rows has been firmly crossed out, and payments seem to have stopped a few weeks ago. Ignatz. It doesn't ring a bell. Rent, utilities and other minor operating costs, including travel.
multiple instances of round-trip tickets between Portofino and Acquair de la Luz. You avert your gaze. The pale screen reads Miwa Terminal Model 4 and displays a directory. It is far more futuristic than anything your peasant eyes have ever seen. The crying powder eye stares at you. It's either a warning related to the world historical information you're here for, or he has become a brand ambassador for the enemy. At this stage, nothing can be ruled out. The dial is somewhere between yeah and totally. As you turn the frame around, dust falls and a blade of light momentarily obliterates the row of faces presented. Cutting straight to our heart. Fuck. Rising from the damp cellars of regret. Holocene. Taxman. Estoc. Virtue. Radiant. Kindred. Known to the Opera as the whole sick crew. Unknown to you as those friends you left to die 5 years ago. You abandoned them. They were counting on you, but you only thought of yourself. You scared, selfish little cunt. Do you smell the crippling failure oozing from your skin? Do you feel the secret knowledge of your aching shame pulsing in your skull? You slip the photo out of the frame, into your pocket. Yes. You step to the window, beyond which the bazaar spreads slightly obscured behind a fog of grime and dust. You gather up your sleeve and exhale onto the window, where your breath reveals a clear handprint in the dust. You raise your hand and place it gently onto the memory of his, but once there you see that you completely obscure it. The print is smaller than your own. Someone else has been using this office more recently than Tempo. You watch the denizens of Portofino as they hum about their routines. Known to the Opera as the whole sick crew.